Hi guys, so in a previous video I spoke about utilising Cloudways hosting to get better performance out of your website. Now on top of that, you can also remove a whole bunch of things to help improve your website's performance even further. Now there's a whole bunch of reasons as to why you would want to get better website performance. Mainly slow performance is going to irritate a user, but also Google do not like that type of stuff as well. So I'm going to talk through some of the different things that could be slowing your website down. In the last video that we had with Cloudways, I showed you the plugin, and obviously moving over to Cloudways themselves, which has an amazing performance when it comes to a server, is going to help you. But what else do you need to improve to get top performance? Now, I'm going to use my own website as an example in this video. We can see that in front of me just now. And the website was built 2018 and it's lasted well, all of this, for the last 5 or 6 years. But is it the fastest website in the world? Does it need stuff that can be tweaked and optimized to get optimal performance? Of course it does. And every website's the same. You can always squeeze that little bit more out of it. Now, on GT metrics, you'll be able to see that my website gets a grade of B, and the largest contentful paint is 2.3 seconds. Now, what things can I do to further optimize this website for speed and performance? Things that I would be removing, and the first thing that I'm going to talk about is overall website optimization. Now, the importance of a clean, fast, user-friendly website is the ultimate thing that you want to aim for. Now, there's going to be certain elements of a website that you can remove that is going to improve speed and, of course, in turn, improve your SEO. Now, as I say, Cloudways as a server is amazing. You're going to get optimal performance just by making that move. And then adding the plugin, which allows you further improvements, which you can see in the last video. And then we're going to talk about other things that we can do to make sure that we get the best performance we can. Now, the first thing on that list would be outdated or irrelevant content. Now, how do we identify that first and foremost? Now, there's a couple of different ways where you can identify outdated content. Now, the first thing you can do is go to your Google Search Console, and you'll be able to see the pages on here. I can then identify which pages get clicks, which pages get impressions, and I can see which pages don't get any impressions and clicks as well. And obviously I would have to scroll down to the bottom of the list for that. But there's a lot of pages here that are not getting any clicks, but they're still getting impressions. I'm mainly looking for pages that get low amounts of impressions and 0 clicks. So that would be the kind of content that doesn't work that well for me. Now, we can also go to the likes of Ahrefs or SEMrush and have a look at the top pages on the website, what type of traffic those pages are getting, and so on and so forth. So I can go to the first page there and it will show me what traffic I'm getting, what keyword is bringing that traffic in. But if I scroll down to the bottom and go to one of the end pages, you'll see that there's pages there that are dead. A blog post that I must have done years ago talking about how to start a fashion blog. Now, most SEOs will throw content out there. Some of it sticks, some of it doesn't. And if a page is not getting impressions or clicks, is Google likely to reward that by keeping it in the index? The answer is no. You'll start to see that your pages will start to drop out the rankings, drop out of the index and everything else. Now, what do I do with that content? Could I rejig it and try and do it better? Could I merge it with another piece of content that's not working too well? Or do I 301 redirect this URL over to another URL? That is the question that we need to be asked as SEOs. One way or another, that particular blog is not working for me and I need to get rid of it. So can I rewrite it and see if that works. Can I target different keywords? Can I merge it together? Or simply do a 301 redirect? Now, I would do a redirect in the instance that this particular URL had links pointing to it. Otherwise, I can simply try and rewrite it or do something else. So making sure that you get rid of outdated or irrelevant content would be the first, number one on the list of things that you can tweak and remove from your website. Now, auto-playing videos and audio. This is one of those subjects that's down for debate. Should you have a video that automatically plays? Some people think that looks amazing, but what if someone's looking at your website when they shouldn't be, maybe in the office or something like that, or they don't want others to know what they're looking at? So I think auto-playing videos and audio is not the best thing to do. Now, that's purely from a user experience point of view, but the impact of autoplaying media can impact the speed of a web page as well, because your web page loads, and obviously if there's a video there and it's got to play and everything else, that is going to slow things down. So potentially embedding videos into your website. YouTube's got a nice embed function. That is not utilizing your website to load that. That loads through the iframe that you've embedded on your website, which keeps your website performing better. So try and avoid any videos loading through your actual website. It absolutely kills it. Now, that was number two. Number three would be pop-ups and distracting ads. I'm going to show you a website, World Weather Online. Now, this website, if you check it in Ahrefs, ranks for so many different keywords and provides weather updates on almost every city and country in the world, if the website loads. So give me a second while that loads. This is not a great fast loading website. One of the other things that I was going to talk about there is the intrusive ads and pop-ups. This website has them in abundance, which is why it's taking a bit of time to load. Now, whilst we're waiting on that to load, excessive ads is not a good look for a user, first and foremost. Now, you can have native ads on your website and all that kind of stuff, but keeping a user engaged on the website isn't just about user experience, but those engagement metrics, the time on your website, is also a Google ranking factor. So try and not annoy the user. So World Weather Online, instantly when I come onto it, I've been popped up with a push notification, which I'm going to block. You've seen the ads all popping up. SEMrush here, SEMrush there, Samsung here. This is overkill in my opinion. Now, I struggled to get into the website because it was taking so long to load, because of the sheer volume of ads and everything else, pop-ups. It's insane. Now, you'll be able to see, if I scroll down, there's still more ads going on and stuff like that. So that isn't a great user experience on the website. It's just plastered with ads. Now, yes, that is how that particular person monetizes that particular website, but I personally feel that it impacts user experience and 100% impacts the loading speed of that particular website as well. So try and avoid, where you can, pop-ups and distracting ads. I'm not saying that don't use a pop-up. You can use timed pop-ups. When people are about to leave the website and all that kind of stuff, you can try and test different options, but just that is not good in my opinion. Now, that was number three. On to number four. So slow loading elements, number four. Common culprits that slow down a website would be large images, unoptimized scripts, plugins that are utilizing a lot of resource, Now, there are tools like GTmetrix, Pingdom, and various other tools out there, Google PageSpeed Insights, to tell you how your website's performing and what is slowing it down. So there's a number of tools that are available to help you identify that. Now, slow loading websites do impact your SEO. You're going to get higher bounce rates, and those user metrics, and high bounce rate is not sending a good signal to Google. So you need to do regular site audits. You need to regularly test the speed of your website, and you need to optimize large images, unoptimized scripts, and heavy plugins. Now, again, Cloudways has the plugin, which you can see on the last video. The link will be below, and that will allow you to integrating over to Cloudways and then using the plugin will give you better speed and the ability to compress CSS, minify JavaScript, and optimize your images. So you want to regularly check that stuff, and obviously the plugin from Cloudways, in addition to their server, gives you the ability to improve those slow loading elements such as images, the scripts, and the plugins. Remove any unwanted plugins or unused plugins. Now, irrelevant or low quality images is the number 5 on my list. Now, the problem with stock images is they are big, high resolution, high quality images. Now, you need to make sure that you can enhance your image delivery, and you can also use a CDN to help you improve that. So whilst you upload an image to your website and a plugin can cut that down, you can also use a CDN which will enhance your image delivery. And Cloudways do use Cloudflare. There's a special deal on there, and you can use that to get slightly better performance as well. But bear in mind, guys, stock images are high resolution, big images, and that will kill the speed of your website, which in turn impacts the user experience and impacts your overall SEO, because people will bugger off and move on elsewhere. Now, another thing, number 6 on the list, broken links and 404 errors. Going back to option 1 where we're talking about content pruning or removing dated content, a lot of people just remove the content and they don't do the 301 redirect that they should. You want to make sure that you fix and regularly check your website so that you can identify broken links, because it's very easy to make a mistake removing a page and you forget to do the redirect. And 404 errors. It is not good to give Google 404s, pages that are just gone. So for me, I use SEMrush for the audit. So I'll show you an audit here. And I think it's probably good practice to do this every month, to be honest. So I've ran my own website through there. We can see some of the errors that are in there and some of the other warnings and notices that are in there. So there is some uncompressed JavaScript and CSS. There is pages, there's an external link that's broken. So even when I'm linking out to someone, that website may be gone. So you want to make sure that you identify this stuff on your website, because you've got the tools to be able to do it. You're likely using SEMrush for something else, including your keyword research. So why not go and fix the broken backlinks and 404 errors on your website? So I think that is really important to show Google, the Google bot, first and foremost, where people are supposed to be going, and of course the user themselves. If they click on an old URL that's somehow still indexed by Google, they get taken to the most relevant place on your website. And you can also set up custom 404 pages to retain visitors on the website as well. That is common practice. Just you may have messed up, but a custom 404, kinda, you can maybe even have a joke about the situation or whatever it may be, but try and retain the customer. That was number 6. Number 7, unnecessary widgets and plugins. Now, excessive amounts of plugins clearly can slow down a website. People use plugins for everything, whether it be a contact form, whether it be for image compression, whether it be for something else. There's a lot of websites out there that are plugin heavy, and we want to make sure that we don't use plugins where they're not needed, because it does slow down the website. So you want to try and remove plugins that you're no longer using, and you can obviously look through your website and see something that you're maybe no longer using, such as maybe an all-in-one migration. I use that, to migrate my site over. Do I need to keep it on there? No. So, you can identify stuff based on that as well, but I think streamlining your plugin use and making sure you get a developer who can develop the website without relying on plugins is a great way to do it. And Cloudways obviously allow you to have a faster speed on your website using the server, but still don't overuse plugins because you've got faster speed or you're using their plugin to improve the speed. You also want to try and cut down on anything that's unnecessary in your website, and I include widgets in that as well. So many people have got widgets on the right hand side of their website with scripts on them. If they're not being used and it's not serving any purpose, take it away, because it is using a resource and taking time for that to load. Now, number 8 on the list is vague homepage headlines. And why ambiguous headlines confuse visitors. You want clear, actionable headlines that drive engagement. Keyword-rich headlines is also important. Now, I can't emphasize enough the importance of using good headlines on a website, and my homepage is obviously a demonstration of who I am and a little bit about me. But if I look to anything that I do, everything is keyword focused and straight to the point. So the last video I done in terms of talking about a super fast website was here. Super fast website in minutes, and we have the headline there. We've got a nice image, optimize your website performance, trying to get people engaged. What can they learn? A table of contents on here showing the different things that we can do to improve website speed, some of the key takeaways and some of the tools and everything else that are used. Now, for me, that is really, really important. You want to structure your page so that it's easy to get to, and again, even at the top, the table of contents, if someone can't be bothered reading the rest of it and they only want to look at the security and monitoring features of Cloudways, then they can click on that and go straight down to that. So the user experience is really simple and really easy on the website. So using nice headlines, using table of contents, and making sure that it's keyword focused first and foremost, because as an SEO, I want that blog to rank well. So that is of the utmost importance. So make sure that you do that. That would be number 8. Now, another thing that you can tidy up in a website that's going to help with more so user experience is overcomplicated navigation menus. Now, going onto a website and it's got a big menu on there, you instantly go, wow, I need to look here, there, and everywhere. Now, for me, simple is better. People are not always computer or internet literate. So try and make sure that you streamline your navigation. And again, something that I try and do in my website is just have home, speaking, the news, and the services in a simplified manner, and of course a nice contact form and a link to my mastermind. There's nothing fancy there, nothing crazy. I have other stuff, about me, contact me, privacy policy, terms and conditions. that stuff can be buried down on the footer of the website. If someone wants to find it, they can go down there and they can find it. But I wanted to streamline the navigation to make it simple and easy for people to see the pages that they want to see. They don't want to see the privacy policy, the terms, conditions, or even about me. Or maybe they do, I don't know. So making sure that you optimize your navigation is going to help increase time on website. You're going to increase your user experience, and overall, you're going to get better SEO results from that. So do consider that as option 9, because so many people have everything attached to their navigation bar. Now, dates on blog posts and long paragraphs. This is really important. Again, if I go to my own personal website, you'll be able to see the dates on the post there. 18th of August, 17th of August, 7th of August. Now, I can go in to any one of those blog posts and I can add something to it. I could add a video to it. I could add a picture to it. I can optimize that content really well. But it's really important that I update the date, because if someone lands on my website and they see that the blog posts are from 2 years ago, they're instantly going to say, is this guy in business? Is he still operating? But why is the website not been updated for 2 years? And believe it or not, it's crazy to suggest it, but so many people do that. And that is not good for user perception or engagement or anything else. So I would remove or update the dates on evergreen content. I think you can always go on further optimize content, and I think that's good practice to do that. Can you add another subheading and get more keywords out of content? Of course you should, but you should also update that date. Now, long paragraphs deter readers. No one has the attention span in this day and age to read long hordes of text. So making shorter, sharper, to the point paragraphs is going to help the readability and the user experience on your website as well. And it's got to be scannable, like I showed earlier. You know, even someone just going to this particular blog post, they can scan through it, they can see the table of contents, they can see what it's all about, and it's very clear the information that's out there, and they can get to the information as quickly as they possibly can. So you want to make sure that you break up the text for better readability, but you also want to potentially break up hordes of content with some images, some videos and everything else. So when I do a page of content, I may throw it out there, but I always do go back to it. Can I tweak the content? Can I add an image? Can I add a video to help the customer or the user get more information and get to what they want quicker? And that is the name of the game, and something that you should always strive to do on your website. 20% of your pages are going to bring in 80% of your traffic. So you want to make sure that you do double down and further optimize those pages, remove any problems on those pages or anything that's likely to slow that down, and do work on the website speed and utilize tools like GTmetrix and move your hosting over to Cloudways to get better performance, utilize the plugin and get a much better performance both from a user perspective and from an SEO perspective. So hopefully those 10 tips are going to give you something to go away and do. I've now got to go and do it on my website as well, and get rid of some of the dead wood on there and have things working a little bit faster. And guys, you can also check out Cloudways using the link below. You will get a deal on there. The link and the details for that deal are there, so go and check them out.